Alright guys, I'm at Changi Airport. I've had an 8-hour layover en route to Taiwan. I got to Changi Airport at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, or just before 4, and it's nearly time to go, but I'll plonk myself down here and tell you a little bit about what I've been doing at Changi Airport. For starters, you can't get bored here, so whether you got a 3 or 4 hour, 5 or 6 hour layover, there's a lot to do. The first thing you should probably do when you come here is to make the decision whether you want to get out of the airport and go for a tour of Singapore City, or you want to go and see the Jewel, which is that big waterfall feature, indoor waterfall feature. And to do either of those two things, you need to clear customs. So in order to leave the airport, if you're en route somewhere else and you're in transit, you need to have at least about a 6-hour layover. And then from there, you can choose whether you clear customs, go outside, go see the Jewel waterfall feature, or you choose to go into the city and do a tour of the Singapore City. If you don't want to do any of them, you want to stay local, there's heaps to do in the airport. You'll probably be at any of the terminals from 1 to 4. Changi Airport's got 4 terminals. What you need to do is start exploring. Go and get yourself a coffee, go and get yourself something to eat, and if it's the right time of the day to do that, you've got some options. Look, prices are pretty expensive in Changi Airport. Coffee is about $8.20 Aussie, which is probably about £4, and approximately maybe about close to $6 or $7 American. So quite expensive compared to outside. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to eat at one of the in-house cafes, there's vending machines. You can go to any of the vending machines. You can grab a coffee for $3.50 Singaporean, which is way cheaper than what the cafes are selling for. They're selling for about $7 or $8 Singaporean. And you can also grab a meal now as well. So they've got nasi lemak, and they've got all those traditional kind of foods for about 5 or 6 Singaporean as well from those vending machines. Look, I tried the coffee from the vending machine. It was okay. It was cheap. That's all I needed, something cheap to kind of wake me up. And I had the orange juice as well, surprisingly, and that was $4. Freshly squeezed orange juice. There's 4 oranges worth of juice in every cup. It was good. It tastes nice. It all comes out nice, sealed and cold. Bit of an experience, and I'll drop some of that footage in here. There's a bit of plastic involved, but we can deal with that. Let's see how it tastes. Tastes like freshly squeezed orange juice. Very nice. So I'll tell you a little bit about the prices here. I did mention that earlier. Look, the last time I was here was probably about 6 months ago. Prices have gone up considerably in the cafes and the stores. Don't get me wrong, there's still certain stores where you can get some cheap food or cheaper food, but coffee and sandwiches and the like are pretty expensive. I did see a particular place, which I won't obviously name, and they were selling a sandwich for $16 Australian, which was about $14 Singaporean. So look, that's a lot of money for a sandwich. But on the contrary, if you were to go to the 7-Eleven, and there's a few 7-Elevens in here, I know for a fact there's one at Terminal 1, which is where I am now, because I went past there and I got something from there earlier. You can get a similar sandwich for about $3.50 Singaporean, which is probably close to $4 or $5 Australian. Look, that's a $10 saving on a sandwich. If you're going to have 1 or 2 sandwiches, that's a considerable saving. You could save up to $20, and there really isn't much difference between the sandwiches. So my advice, if you don't want to pay the big dollars, or you're on a shoestring budget, find the 7-Eleven or the 7-Elevens in Changi Airport, and feel free to shop from there because their prices are way more reasonable. Like I said, there's definitely a 7-Eleven in Terminal 1, and I'm not being endorsed by 7-Eleven. It's just 7-Eleven is your saviour when you are in Southeast Asia or Asia as a whole. I also caught the Sky Train, and I went between the terminals. So when you catch the Sky Train, that's free, and the Sky Train goes in between each of the 4 terminals, and at each of the terminals, they're like separate buildings. They all have features or, you know, items of interest that you should see. So for example, I went and saw the Enchanted Garden, and I think that was in Terminal 2, and I'll drop some footage in here for you. I went and saw the Butterfly Garden. That was good. That's actually a great value to have a butterfly garden at an airport. And I went in there. It's pretty hot. It's kind of outside-ish, so just be prepared for the heat. Obviously, you're in Asia. So spent some time in there. Walked up and down past the shops, you know, taking selfies, photos, checking out some of the designer, or the, I wouldn't say designer, but I'd say the artistic coffee and tea houses. There's one place called Bacha Coffee from memory, and that store, that concept store is amazing. You walk in there and it's you know, the Renaissance, Rome meets Asia. It's got this awesome coloured glass ceiling, and then it's got these very intricate designs on the side of the wall with coffee up and down the side of the wall like you're in a grand library. Fantastic. Just great walk around. You can buy some stuff. Look, you know, I did have a look at the price of some things, and yes, you know, you get what you pay for, but great concept store, even if you just want to go in there and take some photos. So check that out as well. You can sit around and people watch. This place is also very busy. We landed here at 3:30 a.m. On my flight, and it's timeless. You can't, it's like a casino. You can't tell what time it is because there's people everywhere, and you can just sit there, have a coffee, and people watch, or you can get amongst it and just kind of pace up and down and get your 10,000 steps happening for the day. So there's a lot of room for that. But in saying all that, I'm off to Taiwan. I'm waiting at my gate, E26, and it's about a 3 to 4 hour flight to Taiwan. Looking forward to Taiwan and the adventures there. I've never been there before. I don't know what to expect. I've only ever seen what people put on YouTube, and you know, based on that, it looks great. Can't wait to sample the food and the culture and see the sights. And I'll be putting together a lot of videos for you guys to keep you informed once again with my experiences, and hopefully they can go a long way to helping you if you decide to go ahead and visit one of these countries. But I hope my video about Singapore Airport, Changi Airport, has been helpful. This place is great. It's not boring. There's a lot to do here, and there's still a whole heap of other areas that I couldn't get to because I ran out of time in 8 hours. So go ahead and explore. Great place. So that's it from me, guys. I'm pretty tired, as you can see. I'm struggling for words here. I look forward to having a 1 or 2 hour sleep on the plane to regain my energy, so when I get to Taipei, I hit the ground running and I'm straight out capturing footage and bringing that content to you guys. Please like, subscribe and comment on my channel if you've got any questions. Like always, I'm happy to help. I do answer pretty quick, and I wish you all the best. Stay safe, everybody, and see you from Taiwan. Adios.